Andrew Tate is currently blowing up all over social media. To many young men, he has become a role model, the ultimate badass. To others, he has become a hate figure, a despicable misogynist and arrogant Mr. Know-it-all. But from a psychological and medical perspective, what exactly is Andrew Tate? Is he really the ultimate alpha male, or is he in fact deep down an insecure narcissist? Hi, welcome back to the channel. My name is Dr. Aziz. I'm a psychology graduate of Cambridge University and also a medical doctor. In this video, I'll be covering Andrew Tate and a psychological analysis of his persona. I'll say it straight out, Andrew Tate is a narcissist. That's not an opinion, that's not adjective, that's not even a slur. If you've seen my other video, and I'll link that here for you, you'll know that there is a recognized psychiatric condition known as narcissistic personality disorder, as clearly defined and laid out in the world's most authoritative psychiatric manual, the DSM-5. The DSM-5 states that if a person fulfills 5 of the 9 criteria that are specified, then that person fits the diagnostic criteria of a narcissistic personality disorder. So let's go through this criteria and see whether Andrew Tate fits at least 5 of them. Let me know what you think. Number 1, has a grandiose sense of self-importance. A narcissist thinks he is better than others, and certainly he thinks he is way better than he actually is. There is very little humility, and certainly nobody who knows them would describe them as down to earth. Does Andrew Tate fit this criteria? Hell yeah. I think we could come up with a million examples of this, and heck, even Andrew would admit to the fact that he believes he's better than most others. Number 2, preoccupation with fantasies of unlimited success, power, brilliance, beauty, or ideal love. The narcissist again is fixated with himself or herself. They see themselves not just playfully but also in their own reality of conquering the world. Again, does Andrew fit this? Absolutely. He frequently lives in fantasyland, claiming to be the world's first trillionaire, even though there never has been one. There is also perpetual boasting about how successful he is, from all his multinationalities to his intuition to his business acumen and the millions of supermodels that he supposedly snaps up in an instant. Number 3, believing that they are special and unique and can only be understood by or should associated with other special or high status people. Andrew frequently boasts about how he kicks people out of both his house and company if they don't meet his supposedly elite social standards of living, both in terms of personality or financially. He readily boots them out of his mansion and close circles. So again, a big tick for criteria number 3. Number 4, requiring excessive admiration. Remember when we mentioned that the narcissist is also insecure? Well, deep down inside, behind that facade of superiority, the narcissist is very insecure and in need of constant admiration. They often actively seek this out, and certainly in the modern age of social media and likes, this problem has multiplied exponentially. Andrew exemplifies this need for attention by having an army of young male followers who are exhorted on his courses to post about how great Andrew is. So again, another check here. Number 5, a sense of entitlement. A narcissist expects to be treated like royalty. They think they should receive 5-star treatment wherever they go. A narcissist will expect others, their friends and relatives, to do it as he himself thinks is right in his brain, regardless if there is a genuine difference of opinion or if the other person wants to believe in something else. So does Andrew fulfill this criteria? Again, a barn door yes. He frequently cites how women in particular have to adhere to his criteria of living, his standards, that they have to serve him. Again, going back to who stays in both his living quarters and his social circle, we have Andrew again expecting both favorable treatment and automatic compliance with his standards. So again, a big tick here for this criteria of narcissistic personality disorder. Number 6, being interpersonally exploitative, taking advantage of others to achieve their own ends. Andrew has a well-documented history of exploiting others for his own needs. The Guardian newspaper reported that Tate and his brother Tristan were raking in millions from webcam sites where men hand over a fortune as they fall for models' fake sob stories, something they themselves described as a total scam. The Tate brothers' mansion were also raided by police following a tip-off from the US Embassy that a 21-year-old American woman was being held against her will. The Tates were taken in for questioning before released. The Romanian authorities are currently investigating these matters, which have expanded to cover human trafficking and rape allegations. Number 7, lacking empathy. A narcissist lacks severely in empathy. Often a narcissist does not even want to listen to the opinions, let alone the feelings of others, because again, it is all about him, his feelings, his opinion. Does the above fit Andrew Tate's personality? Again, hell to the yes. I think we all know this. Number 8, often being envious of others or believing others are envious of him. So this one is a tricky one to comment on. Personally, I've not heard enough of Andrew to say that he is the envious type or that he believes that others are envious of him. Have you ever heard anything from him that would suggest that he is envious of others or that others are envious of him? If so, do post below. But we go by evidence in the medical field and on this channel, so the jury is out on this particular criteria, and we are obliged to give Andrew the benefit of the doubt and say he does not fit the envy criteria. Number 9, showing arrogant, haughty behaviors or attitudes. I think this one speaks for itself and sums up a narcissist altogether. 1,000,000% yes, Andrew fits this specific criteria. Remember, to fit the universally recognized psychiatric diagnosis of having narcissistic personality disorder, you have to have only 5 of the 9 criteria laid out here and in the DSM-5 manual. Andrew almost certainly has 8 out of the 9. So guys, this person is not an alpha male. He's an unstable, reckless individual, a certified criteria fulfilling narcissist, someone who fits almost the exclusive criteria of narcissistic personality disorder as laid out in the field of psychiatry. Anyway, what are your thoughts of Andrew Tate? What do you think of his personality and how he is currently blowing up on social media? Do post below. Also, be sure to watch the video summary I did explaining what narcissistic personality disorder is and the related syndrome, histrionic personality disorder. Yes, that attention seeker that you may know may actually have this diagnosis. I'll link both of them here for you to watch absolutely free. Anyway, I hope you learned something useful and enjoyed this summary. If you want to keep learning about psychology, medicine, or life hacks, hit the like, subscribe, and notifications button. Any suggestions or comments, feel free to post below. Until next time, stay safe.